Myths and legends. Things that chill our bones and tickle our curiosity. Reality, or just something we inherited through history? Are you ready to find out about something new? If you are one of the lucky ones who never experienced sleep paralysis, this story might not be so scary. But for you who have, it might be a good idea to skip it. Or do you dare to look into one of the supernatural explanations? Today we will be talking about Snomori. Well, what are they? Basically, they are dream harvesters. But the story of their origin is a bit more interesting. Snomori existed before humans, although they later on became connected. They are said to be old creatures that used to walk the path between two worlds, the realm of gods and on earth. Snomori were created to serve old gods, but they were too intelligent, and soon after their creation, Snomori became disobedient. It is said that gods banished them from their realm and cursed them to walk the earth for all eternity. Not a single creature would be able to see them, and their eternal hunger could only be satisfied by feeding on human dreams. Every night, Snomori would sit by humans and feed on their dreams. But in time, they realized that nightmares gave them more pleasure, and fear gave them the ability to be visible, if only for a moment. So, to prolong a fear in a human, Snomori would paralyze their victims by sitting on their chest and disable them to breathe. Their victim would then see the full atrocity of their appearance. Through history, these creatures have been described as demons, ghosts, succubi, evil fairies, and all varieties of monsters. The story of these dream harvesters differs from culture to culture, and it is uncertain if they are shapeshifters that manifest into someone's worst visible nightmare. Are they just a product of our imagination? Science thinks they are. You can certainly look up the scientific facts and stories on sleep paralysis and decide for yourself. But people who had an encounter with Snomori believe they are real. In fact, so real that they even frightened people to the point of them becoming insomniacs. I have managed to talk to one of these witnesses, and her story is truly something to think about. For the sake of keeping her identity, the name in this story will be changed.
It was a pretty stressful period of life for Natasha. She lost her job and someone really close to her died. Unable to deal with her emotions, she just kept all the sadness and anger to herself, bottling them up. Every single night she had difficulties falling asleep, and every single night her panic attacks would be unbearable before bedtime, tiring her up so much until she would just collapse in her bed. A week went by before she asked her doctor to give her something that relaxed her. On the first night, she took her pills and immediately fell asleep. On the next morning, she finally woke up rested. Few days passed, and Natasha started noticing that her anxiety slowly faded away. But as anxiety faded, she started noticing a feeling that was there all along, but somehow became less important and not so noticeable. Every night just before she fell asleep, Natasha felt as if someone or something watched her from the corner of her room. She distinctively remembers that it was the night before Sunday when her life turned into a living nightmare. Natasha says that she woke up in the middle of the night feeling something climbing onto her bed. She says that she could feel the weight pressing down on the mattress and her heart beating faster, and she realized that she couldn't move. Although aware that she is fully awake, the only thing she could move were her eyes. She wanted to scream, run, everything, just to get away. But she was paralyzed. All of a sudden, the same weight she felt climbing onto her bed pressed against her back. Natasha says that she felt as if some kind of a creature sat on her back, and it was so heavy she couldn't breathe. But unless its weight, she couldn't feel anything else. No body heat, skin contact, nothing. A few minutes passed by, but they felt like eternity. Natasha thought that this was the moment she would die. But, just like it appeared, the pressure slowly disappeared, and she once again gained control over her body. He says that she quickly sat up and turned around, only to notice a hideous creature grinning at her from the foot of her bed. But as she turned on the nightlight, the creature disappeared. Months passed by before she could fall asleep without her nightlight on. Her doctor said that she experienced sleep paralysis, and that is a common thing with the people who are dealing with a lot of pressure in their lives. But Natasha swears that this wasn't her imagination playing tricks on her.
So, there you have it. Snomori. Creatures that feed on your worst nightmares. Myth or reality? Can these phenomena be explained by science, or will it remain reserved for the supernatural? Be sure to tuck in tightly before bedtime. It won't help you a lot, but at least you tried. And remember, there is always something lurking out there, just waiting to frighten you and leave off your fear. Hey guys, so congrats to making it till the end. And thank you once again for listening. This has been once again one of Croatia's myths and legends. My name is Jelena Hrvoj.
And I'm Daniel Fiket.
And sleep tight and don't let the Snomori bite. So, hear you next week. Bye!
By the way, we are out of chocolate cookies. Please buy some.
We need chocolate cookies?
We need.
Okay, so yeah, buy us chocolate cookies and bye again.
Bye.